Happy Passover. I'm Rabbi Ari here at Temple Sholom in New Milford, Connecticut, and it's an unusual week with Passover coming up. Let me tell you what we've got going on. Today's Tuesday. I did have my out-of-the-office hours at the Sweet Spot this morning, but this afternoon we have our Tuesday Hebrew program at 4 p.m. On Thursday, I will not be having the adult education class on death and the afterlife because it's the day before Passover. On Friday, we will not be having services. It is very rare that we schedule not having services, but because it's the night of the first Seder, it's traditional not to have services that night. So we will not be having services on Friday. We will, however, be having our regular schedule on Saturday. So Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m., we have our Torah study group. And at 10:30 a.m. we have Shabbat services led by Cantor Laura. On Saturday evening we have our Passover Seder, and hopefully, if you're planning on coming, you've already RSVP'd. If you're planning on coming but you haven't RSVP'd, please call us effective immediately, just so that we can make sure that we've got a spot for you. I think we could still take a couple more people, but let us know that you're planning on coming so that we can make sure that we have a place set for you and your family. So that's our Passover Seder, and there's some confusion as to the start time. The start time is, according to this, it is 5 o'clock. It's definitely 5 o'clock. I mean, we're Jewish, so we'll start a couple minutes late, but there seems to be some confusion. Some people think it's 5:30. Definitely 5, okay? 5 o'clock Saturday night is our community Passover Seder. And coming up on April 7th, I'm very excited to say that Nadine Strassen, a member of our congregation, a past president of the ACLU, is going to be speaking at our congregation, debuting her new book entitled Hate, Why We Should Resist It, with Free Speech, Not Censorship. It's going to be a really great book. She is a phenomenal speaker. We'll have wine and cheese and musical accompaniment as well. It's going to be a really, really special evening. We're fortunate to be able to host it here at Temple Sholom. On April 13th, we'll be observing Yom Hashoah, the Holocaust Remembrance Day. That's a Friday night service and a special service to commemorate the Holocaust. But on April 14th, a completely different experience. Our member of our congregation, Americo Carrasco, is going to be performing with his band Reggae Bones. It's a purely social evening. Should be a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to a good turnout for that night as well. On April 20th, we'll be celebrating Yom Ha'atzmaut, Israel's Independence Day. And another member of our congregation, Rochelle Edingen, is going to be talking about her experience living in Israel when it became Israel, when she had to graduate high school a couple months early in order to fight to create the State of Israel back in 1948. A very interesting story, and we're really looking forward to hosting her for that. And the next day, Saturday, April 21st, we have our trivia night to support Loaves and Fishes. It's going to be in Washington, and I think almost everyone who came last year is coming back this year. If you'd like to join us, let us know. It's a really great opportunity to have some fun while supporting Loaves and Fishes. May 4th, Chad Sinanian, the People's Advocate, is going to be speaking to us about the concerns and the needs of people with disabilities in the area, and the things that we can be doing to help support people with disabilities in our community. On Friday, May 18th, is Jewish holiday of Shavuot. It's going to be a family service, and we have at least a dozen people chanting from the Ten Commandments. You're thinking 10 Commandments, 12 people, how's that going? Well, some of the commandments take more than one verse, but we have several people that are going to be chanting Torah that night. It's going to be a really fun evening. Don't miss out on Shavuot, May 18th. That's at 6:30 p.m. May 26th, we're going to be having a special movie called A Voice Among the Silent. It's about James G. MacDonald, who during World War II negotiated on behalf of America with Hitler to try to save some of the Jewish refugees. And following the war, he negotiated as Israel's first ambassador from the United States to Israel. He negotiated with David Ben-Gurion to help set up the Jewish state of Israel. A really, really interesting evening. We're looking forward to that as well. And then another member of our congregation, Jeremy Stone, is going to be performing Music and Moods on June 10th. That's at 3 p.m. He'll be playing piano, and he will be engaging us in conversation about the moods that the music stimulates. And last but not least, we're having our journal event where we're celebrating Barbara Kessler and Jill Weiss. That's going to be May 12th. And this is the last week to purchase an advertisement in the journal. So don't hesitate to call the office before Passover and let us know what kind of an advertisement you'd like to put in the journal. We're wishing everyone a Shavua Tov, a Shabbat Sholom, a Chag Sameach, and we wish everyone all the best this year.